Yo, what's up, friends, YouTube subscribers? Mood616 back here with part 3 of my Essential Canadian Hip Hop albums. Yeah, it's part 3 out of 6, or yeah, I'll just continue to put 6. Could be more. I could have some bonus episodes or whatever. Yeah, I picked out another 5 Canadian hip hop albums that I thought were worthy of showing and talking about. So maybe some of you guys have heard these, maybe you haven't. If you haven't, yeah. First up, playing in the background right now, released on Battle Axe Records. I believe it came out in, it's either 99 or 2000. Yeah, it's one of the 2 years. I can't remember. It doesn't actually have the year written on it, I don't believe. Something rather. Anyways, it was a project that Abstract Rude, Prevail, and Mocha Only put together called Codename Scorpion. Fucking cool shit, man. So yeah, Prevail, Mocha Only, and Abstract Rude. Yeah, Codename Scorpion. This is basically the 3 of them put this album together. You got production by Rob Viking on here. Rob the Viking did the majority of the record, actually. He did... Mocha Only did a couple tracks on here also. He did about 3. The rest is Rob the Viking, and there's also a Paul Nice track on here, which is fucking cool as shit to have Paul Nice on here. I don't know if a lot of people know about this record, but it is a group that they formed. This is about... Prevail, I believe that they'd already recorded Balance. Small Members had already done Balance, so this is probably a project that was recorded about the same time. It's just a fucking great album, man. It's got dope beats by Rob the Viking. Like I said, man, Abstract Group, Prevail, and Mocha Only just ripped this album. Tons of good tracks on here. They do have a couple solo tracks on here, like Mocha has a couple solo tracks. Abstract has one. Prevail does too, and then they do a bunch together and shit. It's just one. It's kind of put together like that, you know. Just a great overall vibe, man. The early 2000s, late 90s, early 2000s Battle Axe stuff was fucking shit, man. They put together so many dope fucking records, man. The song you hear in the background is Smoking in Here. Played the song many fucking times on my show. Love it. Next song is Stop Biting by Abstract Rude. It's a fucking phenomenal song. And then you got the third song on here is Rifle Association, which is Prevail's solo song on here, which is dope too. But yeah, it kind of has that type of flow to the record. Definitely check this one out. It's fucking awesome stuff. Next up is Mathematic, No Division. This album was put out on Urbnet Records in 2005. Mathematic being from Toronto, I believe. If I'm wrong, correct me on that. I know he raps out of Toronto now. This is Mathematic's second album, I believe. Yeah, this is his second release. Yeah, second. Just a fucking great album, man. Mathematic, yeah, this is the Canadian Mathematic, not the Mathematics producer, the Wu-Tang affiliate. Obviously, you guys know that one. He's had songs featured on the Underground Hip Hop compilation, the Urbnet compilations. I know Attack was put on there, which is a really dope track. Lyrically, dude, it's all about hip hop, man. I love pretty much all the albums that I'm showing. These guys are just, there's no gimmicks involved in any of this shit, man. It's just hip hop, man. You know. Letter to John is fucking dope. Free Your Soul on here. The Righteous, Attack, Play to Win. It's a really fucking good album, man. It's just one of those albums you can vibe to. It's just hip hop, man. You know. Check out Mathematic, No Division. Dope. I thought I had to throw this guy in, you know, at least one of his albums into this new series, because, dude, I mean, everyone fucking knows this guy, man, you know. But maybe not a lot of people know this album. I'm sure if you're into Classified, you'd probably know this album, but if not, who knows? Talking about Trial and Error. This was distributed through Urbnet Records, of course, on his label. Half-Life Records. This album came out in 2003. It was not even close to his first album. I believe this is around his... God, I want to say this is probably like his fucking 5th album or something like that. I mean, Classified has over a dozen albums out, so... Major releases, I would say this is probably, I think it's 2nd or 3rd album. Yeah. Something rather. Don't quote me on that shit. Everybody knows what you're getting with Classified, but this is a little more, the beats are a little different on here. It's not leaning towards mainstream at all. This is a very hip-hop, kind of, driven record. There's a song on here called Just the Way It Is, featuring Attorney, Deal Incognito, and Maestro. It's fucking amazing, man. All four just rip that song to shit. There's another track on here called It's Sickening with Mike B, Mike Boyd being Classified's younger brother. Yeah, you got Jay Brew on here, Spech K's on here also. Just a really, really dope record, man. Awesome songs on here. Heavy Artillery's dope, man. Confused Confrontations is sick, man. 3 Beats and an MC is fucking dope, just the way it is, like I said. Trial and Error, Gossip, On the Brink, like everything is dope, man. This is a really cool record. I really am a big fan of old Classified. I really like the Trial, the Union Dudes album too. It was the album just before this one released in 2001, 2002, I think, something like that. It's got some pretty cool, drinking songs and shit. It's pretty fucking fun. But yeah, Classified, Trial and Error. I recommend that album. Next up is a cat that just put out a new album recently called Third Burglar. This is his debut album called Burgerlitis. Word Burglar. Fucking funny ass MC, man. I mean, really, this is nerd rap at its best. Very, very entertaining. It keeps you fucking listening throughout the whole record because he's just punchlines after punchlines and funny ass references and shit. Like I can never get enough of this guy. It seems like every time I listen to this album or the new album or anything that Word Burglar's done, man, it makes me laugh. Always puts me in a good mood, which is such a good thing in hip hop. I think dude is so underrated, man. I'm glad that he's part of Backburner, that super group, because some of his verses on there are fucking ridiculously funny. Standout tracks on here, man. Pretty much the entire album, but the WB, Butterfly's a funny song, Hat Trick, Saying Raps. Slobber Knocker is fucking hilarious. The Root is dope. Rhymes with Masonary, Spit Fresh with More or Less. It's got a track on here called 8 Rappers in the Mason. It's got Jesse Dangerously, Mr. Briggs, Jay Busy, Ghetto Socks, and a couple other cats. Pretty much everybody from Backburner. But yeah, this was released on Han Solo Records. Check this shit out, man. Check out Han Solo. They've been putting out lots of dope shit, man. The Word Burglar stuff, the Backburner. I got a bunch of other albums that they've been sending over to me too. So yeah, this album actually has Pigeon John on it too, which is interesting. On the song Breeze, pretty cool track. But definitely check out Word Burglar if you've never checked him out. Dude is fucking hilarious, man. Awesome shit. Next up is a group from, I want to say, Toronto also. Sometimes I forget where some of these cats are from. Most likely Toronto. They go by the name of Offsides. This is an album called Foul Language, released on Urbnet Records back in 2004. I pretty much bought every album that came out on Urbnet Records back in the day. I was just flooding myself with these. I think that because I was about the time when I first started doing a radio show, when you do a radio show in Canada, you need 35% CanCon, which is Canadian content. So I just started purchasing up like a shit ton of Canadian stuff and really started to fucking enjoy it because, Canadian hip hop got a lot bigger in, the late 90s and early 2000s. It wasn't so huge up until that point, right? So there's not a shit ton of records out. But yeah, a lot of cats came out in the early 2000s that put out pretty dope records. Offsides consists of 2 MCs and 2 producers. It's fucking hip hop, man. There's a song on here called Hypnosis that really reminds me of Tribe Called Quest. It's kind of got that vibe to it. But not all the songs are like that though. It has different vibes throughout the record, which is kind of cool in itself. I do like a little more fluent album. I don't want to hear like a crazy party track and then a fucking Tribe Called Quest sounding song and then, something, experimental or something. It's not like that, but it is a little over the place. A lot of their songs are lyrically orientated, but not to that degree of like party tracks, you know. Ukraine is a great song to start off this album, and it goes into To Death, which is an interesting cut. Hypnosis is fucking amazing on here. Turn It Up is dope. Motivation. Yeah, Put It On Paper, Throw Some. There's a lot of really fucking dope tracks on here. Definitely check out this group. You know, honestly, I never thought about if these UrbNet records are hard to find now. I'm gonna say no. They're probably really cheap still. I know UrbNet is still going strong and putting out stuff, so I'm imagining they kept a lot of these albums in print. So I mean, they're not overly that old. They're, you know, 8 years old, 9 years old, stuff like that. So, but yeah, check out Offsides, Foul Language. That's a fucking cool record right there. So do a quick recap on these. Codename Scorpion. Fucking dope group, man. Released on Battle Axe Records. I think you can still buy that for relatively cheap. I'm not actually sure if the Battle Axe stuff is all out of print now because of the fall of Battle Axe. I guess it would be. I don't know. Mathematic, No Division. Dope record released on UrbNet. Check that one out. Classified, Trial and Error, distributed through UrbNet Records. Yeah. Word Burglar. Released on Han Solo Records. Check out Han Solo. They're putting in work these days, man. Putting out a lot of really quality stuff. And of course the Offsides with Foul Language, and another album distributed through urbnet.com. So check that shit out. Yeah. So that's part 3 in my Essential Canadian Hip Hop albums. Mood 616, or you can just call me Moods. Peace, homies.